This video was sponsored by Full Sail University. Did you know? The Simpsons was originally supposed to be an adaptation of the comic strip Life in Hell. In 1987, producer James L. Brooks was looking for someone to make minute-long animations for Fox's upcoming comedy series, The Tracey Ullman Show. After receiving a copy of the comic strip as a gift, Brooks was so impressed that he asked the creator Matt Groening to write shorts for the new show. The initial plan was to use the Life in Hell characters in the new shorts. However, Groening was concerned about losing the copyright to his own characters. He quickly sketched out some new characters before going to a meeting with James L. Brooks. The producer agreed to the new characters and work on The Simpsons soon began. Because he put them together so quickly, Groening named most of the characters after his own family. His parents were called Homer and Margaret, and he has two sisters called Lisa and Maggie. Bart is the only member of the family with an original name, as Groening thought it would be too obvious to name the character after himself. The shorts were also intended to be in black and white, like Groening's comic strips. However, the animators offered to color the cartoon at no extra cost, as they felt that the primitive designs of the characters should be counterbalanced with vibrant colors. Color designer Georgie Palouse suggested giving the characters yellow skin, and Groening approved. There are several reasons for this, such as how Groening disliked the pink shades usually used for animated characters' skin and wanted the show to stand out. One of the series' directors, David Silverman, suggested that yellow was chosen because Bart, Lisa, and Maggie have no hairline. In an interview, he said, "With yellow, you buy it as hair and skin color. If they were flesh-colored, the hair would be, freak show." For the shorts, Matt Groening would draw a rough storyboard for each episode. Groening was surprised when he first saw the shorts animated, as he assumed the animators would tidy up his drawings. Instead, they copied his drawings and animated from there, giving the initial cartoons a cruder look than the later TV show. The shorts quickly became a popular part of the Tracey Ullman Show, and there was word of extending The Simpsons into half-hour specials. Brooks was insistent that the show got a full season of episodes, but the chairman of Fox, Barry Diller, was unsure about commissioning a full series. Back then, the most successful primetime cartoon ever made was The Flintstones, which had ended years ago. Making a new primetime animated series seemed like a risky move, and sticking to specials would be the safer option. However, Brooks eventually convinced the network to back a 13-episode season of The Simpsons. Sam Simon, an experienced writer and producer, was hired to develop the shorts into a full TV show, and a new writing team was assembled. Despite this, the show came close to being canceled before it even aired. The episode Some Enchanted Evening was originally planned to be the show's season premiere, but when the first animation came back from the Korean studio, it was very low quality. The team were appalled at the prospect of opening the series with bad animation. Many of the scenes had off-model character designs and poor camera angles. According to producer Michael Mendel, it was a complete disaster. It was unairable. Reportedly, the producers considered canceling the show entirely if the next episode wasn't any better. In the end, the show was delayed to give the animators time to correct the episode. Most of the original animation was thrown out entirely, though some of it can still be seen in the final episode. The creators decided to open the season with the Christmas episode, Simpsons roasting on an open fire instead, making Some Enchanted Evening the season finale. The show's theme song was composed by Danny Elfman, who wrote it in just a few days. After being shown the opening title sequence, Elfman decided to compose a retro theme. Elfman wanted it to sound like the Hanna-Barbera cartoon that never was, as he found the opening reminiscent of the Flintstones. During the car ride away from the initial meeting, Elfman began working out the song in his head, and he immediately recorded a demo when he got home. He described it as the easiest thing he's ever done, as the demo was quickly approved. Elfman and a few of his friends also sing the opening notes to the theme song, and he continues to receive performance royalties from it to this day. Some ideas for the show were dropped early on. Originally, Krusty the Clown was going to be Homer's alter ego. The idea was that Homer would be too ashamed to tell his family about his secret second job. The irony would be that while Bart has no respect for Homer, he idolizes Krusty. Matt Groening also wanted to reveal that Marge Simpson had rabbit ears hidden under her hair. At some point, she would let her hair down, revealing them for the first time. The idea was that she would be like the main characters from Life in Hell, who are anthropomorphic rabbits. Though the writers refused to use the idea in the show, some of Marge's character sprites in the Simpsons arcade game show her with rabbit ears under her hair. Some of the show's characters were also inspired by real people. Moe was partly based on the late Louis Red Deutsch, a bartender and former boxer who frequently fell for prank calls. In the 1970s, two men would phone his bar and trick him into calling out fake names like Alcoholic and Ben Dover. If he caught on to the joke, he started swearing at the caller and describing the violent things he would do to them. Over 100 calls were made before the pranksters stopped. Recordings of the calls began to circulate in the 1980s, inspiring Moe and Bart's phone conversations in the show. Mr. Burns' character design was based on former Fox chairman Barry Diller. According to Groening, this was part of an in-joke among the staff. Groening said, "The joke used to be, who's Burns based on? Barry Diller. Who's Smithers based on? Everyone else at Fox." Other characters also got their names from Matt Groening's family. His mother's maiden name was Wiggum, which he gave to the police chief. When Groening named the character, he didn't know that Chief Wiggum would become one of the show's stupidest characters, saying that aspect has nothing to do with the actual Wiggum family. Originally, Ralph and Chief Wiggum were not relatives. It wasn't until the season 4 episode I Love Lisa that the writers decided to make them father and son. They thought the episode would be funnier if Lisa angered the police chief by dumping Ralph. Surprisingly, Matt Groening pitched a live-action spin-off series about Krusty the Clown in 1994. The series would star Dan Castellaneta and follow Krusty as he moves to LA to host his own talk show. A full pilot script was written for the pitch, including a running gag where Krusty lived in a house on stilts that were constantly being gnawed on by beavers. Somebody pointed out that the gag would be very expensive to put together, and the creators realized that animation would allow them greater freedom than live action. Contract negotiations for the animated version of the spin-off stalled, however, and the project was shelved. Though there are currently no plans to end The Simpsons itself, showrunner Al Jean has revealed the possible way to end the show. Jean said, "I thought it would be cool if in the last episode they're getting ready to go to a Christmas pageant, and they go to the Christmas pageant that opens up the first episode, Simpsons roasting on an open fire, so the entire series is a loop with no end. That would be my way of concluding the run, but nobody's asked me for it yet." Have you ever wanted to get into filmmaking but don't know how? You can change that with Full Sail University. Full Sail have degree courses that teach the entire process of creating a movie. Through their courses, you'll learn industry standards and even get to work with professional-grade equipment. Their bachelor's degree film program offers a comprehensive look at filmmaking and helps you decide if you want to be a director, video editor, or even a set decorator or camera operator. And Full Sail's digital cinematography online degree teaches the entire creative process of digital filmmaking, from scripting to shooting, in a variety of styles for cinematic and commercial use. But if you already have experience and know the direction you want to take, you can build a graduate-level portfolio and refine your skills with Full Sail's graduate degree course in film. Full Sail University is held in high regard, and their graduates have gone on to work on high-quality film and TV shows like Captain America: Civil War and The Walking Dead. If working in film is something you want to pursue, visit fullsail.edu/TFT to learn more about Full Sail's range of courses. If you want more cartoon trivia, check out our video on Rick and Morty. Or if you want to learn the dark arts and be a grown man, watch more Soul Brother vids.